My world went black. When I jumped in front of that car to save Mark, he swore he'd be my eyes, never leave my side. I dove into therapy, desperate to see again. The day the bandages came off, I practically flew home to tell him the good news. That's when I saw him. He was tangled in the sheets with his secretary, a blonde named Brittany, right there in our bed. They were making out like teenagers, all hands and moans. Mark, lost in the moment, kept whispering her name. "Oh, Mark," Brittany gasped. "Why don't you just divorce the blind girl? I'm the one who gets you, the one you really love. Give it time." He mumbled. "I need time." That night, snow fell thick and fast. I walked out of the house in just a sweater, a one-way ticket to Santa Fe, burning a hole in my pocket. I was going back to the reservation, back to my roots. Mark would never find me there. I thought the show would be over. After I booked my flight, I pulled myself together, walked back into the house and found them. They'd moved their act to the living room, locked in a passionate kiss. Mark's eyes were glazed with lust. Brittany, the little viper, played him like a fiddle, nipping at his ear. "Don't worry, Mark," she purred. "She's blind. She can't see us." She shot me a look, pure contempt in her eyes. Mark pinched her. "Playfully behave. She can't hear anything." "Oh, but isn't this so hot? Shoot. Looks like we're out," Brittany whispered. All smiles. She nudged. Mark then flashed a slide. "GR my way. Honey, could you grab the box of tissues from the coffee table? My throat's a little scratchy." Mark, after a moment of hesitation, decided to play along. My face was pale. He was flushed, eyes heavy, holding onto Brittany for dear life. I fought to keep it together. My hands clenched tight. I glanced at the tissues on the table. Those weren't tissues. They were condoms. Mark was asking me to fetch them condoms so he could sleep with his mistress. I played along. I fumbled for the coffee table, grabbed the box, catching a cold. "Should I get you some juice?" I asked him, my voice shaking. "Nah, I'll take something and sleep it off," Brittany said, pulling him closer. Then she whispered something naughty in his ear and Mark, blushing, told her to stop. He gave me a look to ask for permission. He grabbed the box from my hand. "Get some rest, doll. I'll sleep in the guest room. Don't want to get you sick." Mark scooped up Brittany in his arms and carried her to the guest room. The moment they were gone, I burst into tears. I decided to leave him to move on. I pulled up my cell phone and called my grandmother. "I'm ready to come home." "Are you sure, honey? Once you come back, you can never leave again. You know, we can't let outsiders know about our village." "You willing to give up, Mark?" Without hesitation I said, "Yes." Silence. "All right, come back in a week once." I couldn't bear the thought of leaving Mark now. He was making the choice for me. I glanced at the closed guest room door and the sounds of heavy breathing and love squeals. I've wasted too many years. I let my healing gifts fade away, but now I'm ready to help my people. "Good. I'll be waiting at the edge of the village when you get here." "I'll be there as soon as I hung up." Mark walked into the living room. His neck and chest were covered in hickeys. Brittany had clawed him with her nails during their love-making session. He acted like he didn't care that I could feel the damage. I felt sick. A wave of nausea washed over me. Mark panicked, rushed over to my side. His cologne was gone, replaced by Brittany's perfume. The smell made me gag. I pushed him away and stumbled towards the bathroom, pretending to be blind. My body was already rejecting him. I kneeled in front of the toilet, waiting for the vomit to come, but I saw a pregnancy test in the trash can, 2 lines. I didn't know how to process what I saw since I lost my sight. Mark and I had not been intimate, and he had Brittany pregnant. Mark rushed in, his voice full of fake concern. "Honey, what's wrong? Are you sick?" I got scared when you pushed me away. He held me tight. One minute he was screwing another woman. The next, he was talking about his undying love for me. "Mark, you are a good actor." I pried his hands off me. "I must have a stomach bug. Everything I eat makes me sick." I learned to lie. "Oh honey, I'm sorry," Mark said, ignoring the vomit on my chin and holding me again. "I've been working too hard, not taking care of you. It's all my fault." He smoothed my hair, his face, a mask of concern, then led me back to the bedroom. He reached for a new outfit for me, but I stopped him and dressed myself. Mark seemed taken aback. This was the first time I dressed myself. Since I had lost my sight, I was lying on the bed. He carefully pulled the covers over me. "Are you mad at me for working too hard? Today is your birthday. I'll spend the whole day with you." "Okay." He had been on top of the world, but now he was begging. Was I lucky or cursed? I was about to fall asleep when Mark's phone rang. He silenced it, checked to see if I was asleep and answered. "You're so bad you ripped my dress. Get me a new one." "I'll be there in a minute." Mark looked back at me, kissed me and left the room. I squeezed the sheets and finally let myself cry. Brittany hadn't left. She was waiting here in the house. I tried to calm down and stay in the marriage for another week. I woke up early the next day. Mark had gotten up and cooked breakfast. All my favorites. He even put a piece of fruit to my mouth. "Honey, open up. I'll feed you." Brittany sat on the other side of the table pouting. Mark sent her a text. "I'll make it up to you later. Don't make a scene in front of her. I'll give you whatever you want." Brittany settled down, shot me a nasty look, then got up and left the table. I didn't open my mouth for him. I picked up my chopsticks and pretended I couldn't see. Mark thought I was mad at him and made me eat everything he cooked. He chartered a yacht and invited friends to throw me a birthday party. Mark held my hand the entire time, afraid I would fall. Talking about old times, I didn't say a word. My heart was full of grief. I thought we'd be together forever. But it was all a joke. Mark liked the high life, the younger body, and forgot the promises he had made at our wedding. The yacht was filled with red roses. Mark knew I hated roses, but Brittany liked them, so this was for her. How ironic. A birthday party for me, but only a lie, honey. This is where we got married with the whole world watching, letting everyone know that Mark loved me. Mark looked out over the water, eyes tearing up. He raised my hand and touched my tear. He must have loved me to cry. If he hadn't cheated on me, I might have been moved. He once loved me, but now his love belonged to Brittany. I pulled away. Mark was caught up in his thoughts. Then his eyes lit up and lipped out at the deck. Brittany came over with a smile. "Happy birthday, honey." Then she took Mark's hand. "Mark, everything is ready. I'm going to count down. 1, 2, 3. Fireworks bloomed in the sky, lighting up the night. We stood together and Mark looked like he was with Brittany. It hurt to look at them. The fireworks wrote out Brittany's name, not mine. This birthday party was for Brittany. Suddenly, Mark told the nanny to take care of me. He had to leave for something important. "Stay here. I'll be back." He kissed me on the forehead and left with Brittany. I watched them leave and then followed. I stopped at the door and peeked inside. Brittany was sitting on Mark's lap kissing him wildly. Mark spun her around. "Thank goodness she can't see us. You wrote your name with the fireworks." "You can't do that. What are you scared of? She can't see anything." Brittany tore off his clothes and the two of them went wild. I pulled out my cell phone and recorded them. They made love for a long time. Brittany fell asleep in Mark's arms. I could take it anymore. I ran home and closed the door. I finally let go of Mark. I took off my wedding ring and threw it in the trash. I went to my room and took all the things that reminded me of Mark and threw them in the garden. I dug a pit and burned everything to ashes. I watched the flames destroy our memories, and knew there was no going back. When I got back to my room, Mark rushed in. "Honey, why did you come home alone? What happened? You scared me." I laughed and said, "You were gone for too long. I got scared, so I had the nanny take me home." Mark hugged me. "I'm so sorry. It's all my fault." After that, I didn't say a word. Mark didn't leave and stayed with me. A week later, Mark took me out for a walk. He answered a phone call and said he needed to go to work. I gave him a file that was open to the signature page. "I need you to sign this file." "I can't see." Mark was so eager to see Brittany that he signed it. "What file is it? Are you buying a car or a house?" He gave me a credit card and told me to buy whatever I wanted and left. I didn't even get to say goodbye. He didn't know what he had signed. I took off my sunglasses and watched him leave. "Goodbye, Mark." I went home, put the divorce papers and the video on the coffee table. I took one last look at our home, grabbed my suitcase and left. Mark went straight to the hospital. Brittany had called him and said she had gotten hurt. When Mark arrived, he found out she had just had a cold. Mark glared at her. "Don't be so childish." As he turned around, the doctor who had healed my eyes said, "Mark, has she relapsed?" Mark looked confused. "What do you mean? We healed her eyes a week ago?" "She was so happy. She ran home to tell you."